O-Level Chemistry, Paper Code 5070, Paper 1, Variant 1, October, November 16. And today we are going to solve question number 1 to question number 10. Question 1. A student is given only the nucleon number of an atom, which can be deduced about the structure of the atom. Option A, number of neutrons plus proton. Option B, number of neutrons only. Option C, number of protons plus electrons. Option D, number of protons only. Nucleon number is defined as sum of proton and neutron. So definitely our correct option is option A, number of neutrons plus protons. Question number 2. Two experiments were carried out. In experiment 1, ammonium carbonate was reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid. In experiment 2, ammonium carbonate was heated with aqueous sodium hydroxide. In each experiment, the gas evolved was tested with damp blue litmus paper and damp red litmus paper. Here we have two experiments. It is experiment 1, it is experiment 2. In both the experiments, we have used blue and red litmus papers. Which row correctly shows the color of both the pieces of litmus paper at the end of each experiment? Here we have to find out the color of the litmus paper at the end of each experiment, at the end of the reaction. Here experiment 1 is in between ammonium carbonate and dilute hydrochloric acid. It is experiment 1. In experiment 1, we have reacted ammonium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. When we react ammonium carbonate and hydrochloric acid, we get carbon dioxide, water and ammonium chloride. Here ammonium chloride is a salt and carbon dioxide is a gas that is acidic in nature, and acidic in nature gases turns blue litmus paper to red. So in experiment 1, in the end of the experiment, we will get red litmus paper. Now we check the options first. In experiment 1, red litmus paper is given in options C and D, so possible options are C and D. Now we check the experiment 2. In experiment 2, we have reacted ammonium carbonate with aqueous sodium hydroxide. When we react ammonium carbonate with sodium hydroxide, we get ammonia, water and sodium carbonate salt. Now here ammonia gas is alkaline in nature, and alkaline in nature gases turn red litmus paper to blue. So in experiment 2, in the end of the experiment, we will get blue litmus paper. And blue litmus paper in experiment 2 is given here in option C. So correct option, option C. In experiment 1, we will get red litmus paper in the end of the experiment because of the presence of carbon dioxide gas, and in experiment 2, in end of the experiment, we will get blue litmus paper because of presence of ammonia gas. Question number 3. A paper chromatography experiment is carried out to find an RF value of ferric ion. The result is, here the result is given. Here we get the spot because of the presence of ferric ion. It is starting line, it is solvent front, and here the distance from the starting line to the spot is given as x, and the distance from starting line to the solvent is given as y. To make the spot containing ferric ion more visible, the paper is sprayed with aqueous sodium hydroxide so that a precipitate of iron 3 hydroxide forms. When we react ferric ion with aqueous sodium hydroxide, we get ferric hydroxide. Under the conditions of the experiment, the RF of ferric ion is given by, here we have a gap, this gap we have to fill, and the color of the precipitate is again we have a gap, and this gap we have to fill. Now here in gap 1, we have to find out the RF value. What is RF value? RF value is the ratio in between the distance from the spot to the starting line and the distance from the solvent to the starting line. Means here the RF value is the ratio in between the distance x and this distance y. So RF value will be equal to x over y. So in gap 1 we have to write x over y. X over y for gap 1, it is given in option A and B. So possible options are A and B. Now here we got ferric hydroxide. Ferric hydroxide is of reddish brown color. So here our correct option will be option A, where for the gap 2 it is given red brown. Green precipitate we get in ferrous hydroxide. So our correct option is option A. Question number 4. The graph gives the melting point of mixtures of lead and tin. Here we have melting point of pure lead. Here we have melting point of pure tin. And here in between we have melting point of the mixture. The graph shows that any mixture of lead and tin must have a melting point that is option A above that of tin. Here it is melting point of the mixture, and in option A it is given it is above that of tin. It is melting point of tin, it is melting point of pure lead. Above that of tin means it is melting point of pure tin. So the melting point of the mixture is above this line, above this point. Means here the melting point is in this region. So this option is incorrect because here we are looking that the melting point is also below this region. Here also we have the melting point of the mixture. So option A is incorrect. Option B, below that of lead. Yes, it is correct. It is melting point of pure lead, and melting point of the mixture is below this melting point of pure lead. It is in this region, and this region is below the melting point of pure lead. So our correct option, option B. What is given in the other options? In option C, it is given below that of both tin and lead. It is not possible that it will be below both tin and lead, because here we are looking melting point of the mixture is here for some region it is more than the melting point of pure tin. So here it is given below that of both tin and lead. This one is incorrect. Option D, between that of tin and lead. It is melting point of pure tin. It is melting point of pure lead. It is given that it is in between the melting point of pure tin and pure lead. Means only this region. So this one is also incorrect because here melting point is also present below this region, below this point. So here this option D is also incorrect. Correct option, option B, below that of lead. Question number 5. Some students wrote 3 statements about the bonding in a molecule of ammonia. Number 1. Nitrogen atom has 3 outer electrons, so all outer electrons are involved in bonding. Nitrogen is member of group 5A, and all the elements in group 5A have 5 electrons in their last orbital. So this one is incorrect, where it is given a nitrogen atom has 3 outer electrons. It has 5 outer electrons, not 3. So number 1 is incorrect. Number 2, a nitrogen atom has 5 outer electrons, so 2 outer electrons are not involved in bonding. Yes, it is correct. In nitrogen atom in last orbital we have 5 electrons. Here by cross 5 electrons are shown. These 5 electrons that are represented by cross are electrons of nitrogen. Now out of these 5 electrons, 3 electrons participate in a chemical reaction. They share with the hydrogen atom and these 2 electrons do not share. So this statement is correct where it is given a nitrogen atom has 5 outer electrons. So 2 outer electrons are not involved in bonding. Number 3. A nitrogen atom shares electron with each of 3 hydrogen atoms. Yes, it is correct. Here 3 electrons of nitrogen, they share electrons with each hydrogen atom with 3 hydrogen atoms. So here number 2 and number 3 are correct. Number 2 and number 3 is given in option C. So correct option, option C. Question number 6. Which diagram correctly shows the arrangement of the ions in solid sodium chloride? Sodium chloride has cubic crystalline structure. And in all the 4 options A, B, C and D, we have cubic crystalline structure. Now in sodium chloride, we have sodium ion and chloride ion. Sodium ion is positively charged ion, whereas chloride ion is negatively charged ion. Two opposite charges attract each other and like charges repel each other. So in a lattice structure, there should be one positive charge then one negative charge as shown in option A. Here we have positive charge then negative charge. Here we have positive, here we have negative. So our correct option may be option A. But we will also check other options first. In option B, we have here sodium ion. Again, we have sodium ion. These are like charges. Like charges cannot be one after the other. So it is not the possible option because these two like charges will repel each other. So here the lattice structure is not possible. In C and in D, again we have noticed that we have same charges one after the other. Again here we are looking, we have the same charges. So option C, option D are also not possible. The only possible option is option A. Where we are looking, we have alternate positive and negative charges. Question number 7. The table shows some properties of 4 solid elements. Which element could be graphite? Graphite is good conductor of electricity. So in the column electrical conductivity, we are looking in option A and B. We have given good. In C and D, it is given poor. So our possible options will be A and B because graphite is good conductor of electricity. Now here for the melting point, graphite has giant molecular structure and for giant molecular structure, there is high melting point. So here our correct option will be option B where melting point is given 3550. So correct option, option B, it is good conductor of electricity and it has high melting point because of giant molecular structure. Question number 8. Which statement about chlorine atoms and chloride ions is correct? What is difference in between chlorine atom and chloride ion? Chlorine atom gains one electron and it is converted to chloride ion. Now we check the options. Option A, they are both isotopes of chlorine. Isotopes means same proton number but different neutron number. So this option is incorrect. Option B, they undergo the same chemical reaction. It is also incorrect because here in chlorine atom and in chloride ion, we have different number of electrons. So it will not undergo the same chemical reaction. It will be different. So this option is also incorrect. Option C, they have the same number of protons. Yes, it is correct. When chlorine atom gains one electron and converted to chloride ion, the number of protons that is present inside the nucleus remains same. whatever be the number of proton in chlorine atom, same number of proton will also be in chloride ion. So both chlorine atom and chloride ion will have the same number of protons. So our correct option is option C. Question number 9. 4 gases are listed. Number 1 methane, number 2 ammonia, number 3 carbon dioxide, number 4 nitrogen. 1 mole per decimeter cube of each of gases 1 to 4 is allowed to diffuse. What is the order of their rate of diffusion at room temperature and pressure? Now rate of diffusion depends on molecular mass. More molecular mass, lesser will be the rate of diffusion. Slower will be the rate of diffusion. So the slowest one will be in the gas which has greatest molecular mass. Now if we check the molecular mass of methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide and nitrogen, the maximum molecular mass, the most molecular mass is in carbon dioxide, that is 44. So rate of diffusion will be slowest in carbon dioxide, that is given as number 3. So slowest rate of diffusion will be in number 3. Now number 3 is given only in option C. So correct option is option C. Okay, we will also check the rate of diffusion of other gases. Now after carbon dioxide, the rate of diffusion should be of nitrogen, that is given as number 4. In C, at the second point it is given number 4. After nitrogen it should be ammonia and the fastest should be number 1, that is methane, which has molecular mass 16. Here the fastest is 1 and before this one we have number 2, that is ammonia. So our correct option, option C, slowest is carbon dioxide, that is given as number 3, and fastest is methane, that is given as number 1. Question number 10. Which diagram best represents the structure of a solid metal? What is a metal? In a metal we have sea of electrons, and in the sea of electrons we have positively charged ions that are called cations. Now here we have key points. Here it is shown this symbol is for a negative ion, this symbol is for a positive ion, and this symbol is for an electron. In a solid metal we have a positively charged ion and sea of electron. In a metal we don't have a negative ion. Now if we check the options, in option A, B, C and D, we are looking that in option A we have positive ion and negative ion. So this one is not possible. Now in B, in C and in D we have positively charged ion and electrons. So B, C and D are the possible options. Now in C and in D we are looking that we have here positive charge, then again we have positive charge, and in between these two positive charges we don't have any negative charge. Here we have positive charge, in between positive charge we don't have any negative charge. We know that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. So it is not possible that two like charges, two same charges will be close to each other. So option C and option D both are impossible. So our correct option is option B, where we have sea of electron, and in the sea of electron we have positive ions. So correct option, option B. Okay, now we have completed up to question number 10. The remaining part, the remaining questions we will solve in the next session. Thank you very much.